Like my nana was an Irish traveller, and when my granddad died, she had to leave. Now that's shrouded in some kind of mystery, as you would imagine. If anybody of Irish heritage knows that that would be shrouded in some kind of, and so it's been left to me to kind of try and piece some of that together. But like, she was a super proud Irish woman, and I'm super proud to have those roots in me. And yeah, so she came to the south coast of England, which is kind of where I've come back to at the minute during this crazy times. And yeah, my nana would not be cool with the fact that I've written in that book about being a traveller, that I've shared some of my wisdom, shared some of her wisdom, because, you know, we were taught to keep everything secret because there was so much shame around that. Now, I can't even compare that with what's going down in the world right now, but understanding that what it's like to keep some secrets. I mean, we all experience that as women, like, you know, what we're allowed to say, where we're not allowed to say it, how we should show up, how it should be. And so that's definitely been a part of something that I've recognized of how it is for so many people, recognizing now in the world, like how much that's like 10 times, 20 times, 100 million, 1,000 times worse for you know, our sisters of who are Black and of color. And so this is like, when I talk about it in the book, I'm just talking about like the fundamentals of shame and blame and all of the things we carry, all of the things we hold. And so one of mine was secrets, was like, and it still is, like, because everything is a mystery. Everything, everything about my heritage is a mystery. Which then means it's, I mean, for me, it's meant I've got really comfortable with the unknown. So at school, like, so I was a bit of a geek. I got kind of like, because of my background, like, you were told not to learn things. Like, you know, we were told that, you know, you finish school at 13 and then like you get yourself a caravan and then you get yourself a husband and you get on. So for me to stay on in education was a really big deal. But to do that, I almost had to kind of wash my hands of who I was, because, you know, I'd spent, like, all of these people that kind of have got these Instagram accounts where they're talking about, oh, I'm such a gypsy soul, and I'm like, and they're gorgeous and they're blonde haired and they're all like lovely and just like all dancing around all the time. I'm like, you try being me. I was called Pikey at school. Like, you know, like, people would point fingers at me, they would just like call me names, and I was like, yeah, that's the reality of being somebody who's from a traveller family. And so I really wanted to study, but it also meant that I had to turn my back on it. And also, like, my nana, like, it taught me loads of things. Like, I loved being with her very, very much. But then there was just like boys, and then there was like stuff, and that was way more exciting than like hanging out, like, you know, I wanted to be a normal teenager. You know, I didn't know that there was this whole kind of wealth of menstrual medicine that was available to me. But I do remember, like, my nana used to make me like little tinctures, like when I was bleeding, when I first started to bleed. My nana would make me tinctures and things, and I was like, oh, do you know what I mean? I'm at a place now where I should really just give that a go. And then it just like, it was a remembering. It was a total remembering of, oh, and then it just took me on this complete journey back to my roots, and back to my root, you know, like to really come back into my body, my womb space, my hips, my thighs, my medicine bowl, like to really own that space as a place of power and as a source. As you could start to recognize, like, where you've been, where your power has been taken from you in so many different ways, you start to claim, you want to claim some of that back. You want to start being like, oh, I'm going to take that back. That's mine. And it's almost like the shamanic soul retrieval, right? Which is, you know, and it's a thing definitely much in our traveller community as well, whereby, like, you kind of can claim back those parts. But it's true for everyone. It's true specifically for women, that we have access to knowing that we can just claim those parts back if, as long as we know where they are. So the creatrix is she who makes magic, she who can manifest anything. And I don't mean like the secret, like the secret's good, yeah, fine, but ultimately like it's about you knowing like your capacity to create new worlds. Like we're in it now. Like what we're in right now is, you know, so the moon is full today, like it's an eclipse. So what's illuminated is our current manifestation, whether we like it or not. You know, you don't want to be, for some of us, we might not be so proud of what has manifested through. Yet what we've got to find is, okay, so this is what has been manifested on the collective levels. Now it's like, okay, how do we use what we have in us to be of service, like to be creating for good? And that might not look the same for absolutely everyone. And that's what, you know, Kat and I were talking about yesterday. It's not about showing up in like one way and there only being one way to be right in this whole situation. It's like the creatrix really tunes in to her body, really understands her own essence, understands what she's here for, understands what her medicine is, what her magic is, what her power is, and then responds accordingly. The creatrix codes, I call them, which, you know, which is a map. It's only a map. You know, it's like something that you can use as little touch points in order to kind of come into that space whereby you can then discover if that's actually real and true for you, which absolutely might be, or absolutely might not be. But the creatrix codes allow for there to be an ebb and a flow. They allow for there to be like rest and digest, and they allow for there to be like bold action. They allow for you to be in the world and to come in and be with yourself, because that's how we stay resourced. That's how we stay rooted, you know, and that's all managed from this place, from here, like within us. And we can do that, and we can do that through many ways. I think women were waking up, you know. I genuinely think that there was this energy that was moving through, and they were like, this makes no sense anymore. Like my body, I shouldn't be, you know, everyone's like, you know, pull down the patriarchy, like fight the patriarchy. But like, how? Well, how is because we take our cycle back, because we understand that we're cyclic and we're not linear. We're not kind of straight thinking, goal setting. Like these bodies are, our makeup is not made for that. That's why those systems are put in place, again, to take our power, right? Like, so that's been like a place to take our power away, because then we always feel broken. Like we feel constantly broken because we don't fit in this kind of 9 to 5, like 7 day a week kind of situation. We're like 28 days and we kind of move through things a little bit slower. We take a 28-day cycle, right? So, and that's when we realize those things, and you even start to even get an inkling of it. Like, because the moon stuff became way popular first. It was way easier for people to say like goddess and to talk about the moon than it was to then to talk about witches and to talk about your menstrual cycle, you know. So like, and it's taken some time, but honestly, I don't care how it's got there. I'm just glad it has.